Nathan's hot dogs in the Subway.
Wow, in Arizona.
Subway, Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, 7-Eleven store.
And this pasty, skinny, malformed white American kid with like chunks out of his hair, like he did it, just cut his own hair like he was brushing it in the morning, just to keep the length down. You know, I just pictured him looking in the mirror, half asleep, like literally just using scissors like they're a comb. Yeah. And then he's selling a fucking Subway sandwich to a dude that's him. Just there's no difference between the two guys. He made it for him. They're just both sleepy. Could you put onions on it? He goes, yeah, these onions? Yeah, okay. And then I looked at them. I'm like, why don't you just eat it? Who cares which one he eats it? Who cares which one he eats it?
Nothing really is being exchanged there.
We're just these people looking at each other glassy-eyed, making consumer choices to each other. One guy's getting paid and one guy's eating the thing, but what's the fucking difference?
So what amazes me is where the world is drastically changing, and Bush. This was all happening. How did Bush skate?
I know.
This was all ready to happen, and he was just skating to the end of his presidency.
Did they see it though? Because the whole world economy got London.
No, they did.
The signs, man.
They did, because all the seeds for this were planted a long time ago, and people just kept pushing off.
He just didn't want it on his watch. He just wanted to get to the end of it.
There's a great story on NPR that tells the entire story, like from fucking front to finish. It was this long thing they played. Of course, I'm not fascinating how far back it went.
I'm not blaming Bush, by the way. This was obviously all just developing while he was in office.
Clinton didn't help either. Clinton was another.
Fucking Reagan, man.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is it was coming to a breaking point, and he was like, not on my watch, man.
No.
Get Obama in there and let him deal with this shit. Where's my helicopter? I'm out.
Yep.
Is it a bad time? Investments now, it's like, what do you buy into? Like, I invested, there's a company, and what they do is they go to people's homes, and they do oil paintings of you and your family, and the paintings are about $8,000, and this company's like $300 a share. And I think that in an economic crisis, people want oil paintings of themselves for their families. And
what a wise investment during these tough times
to come and paint oil paintings of them.
You know what? There is the story about this painter I saw on I think it was on 60 Minutes. This guy who's an American painter, and he paints just shitty landscapes like you see like in a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
But he became hot as a painter. Like, people just really dig him. This is, to me, like a great example of what is wrong with the whole fucking world, country, really. And he paints these shitty landscapes, and they're so hot that he just makes prints of them, like they're just straight brushes. But then he adds a couple of dabs of paint to the print to make it original, and then signs his name. And crazy Americans buy these for like $30,000, and then they trade them like they're a big it's like a hobby to buy his paintings. But people like mortgage their homes to buy his paintings. They get obsessed. So they showed him. He flies into Houston in a private jet and goes to this big hall, and it looks like a EST meeting or something. It's thousands of people, like he's God, and he's got a headset, you know, like Garth Brooks. Like he's kind of like a Garth Brooksy cowboyish kind of guy. I'm a painter, man. Watch this shit. And they have all his paintings up on stage, and he's signing them like super fast. And an assistant is just taking one away, and he signs it, takes another one away, and he signs it. And he says, "Every one I sign is worth another $10,000." And he signs, and people are standing and applauding.
Oh my God!
That he's just
printing money.
People are so excited that he's rich and that they're giving him money.
He must be like, is he from another planet? Does he have hypnotic like powers?
He's just got that drive. He's got that thing that people like more than anything, that somebody's successful and rich. They're so excited that somebody's rich.
I'd love to be like one of those people that can just go in front of a stadium and just talk about how great you are, and have people just be like, yes!
Yes, and they're so excited that somebody pulled it off.
They're throwing money. It's usually some religious thing. You know, I gotta get a cult.
It's a lot. There is a comedian in the world who succeeded that way. The number one thing people love about that comedian is how successful he is. Like, if you look at people writing about him, the first thing they say is, look how many of these he's sold, and look how great. And they don't. The germ of like what he actually does, that's arbitrary. he's a success story. Yeah. Look how many friends he has on this thing, and look how much.
Look at Tony Robbins. For years, he was like fucking the lurch of being amazing.
Yeah.
And he'd get out there and just tell people how to make it. And they were fucking like falling down crying watching this guy. How do you pull that off?
And a small percentage of those people will ever make it.
Oh,
no, they fly right into his concept.
No, it's amazing. None of them.
What?
Thomas Kincaid, the painter?
I think that's his name.
No, it's Reuben Kincaid.
Reuben's his agent is his brother.
Oh, is it?
Yes, Thomas is.
Once he got rid of that pain in the ass redheaded boy,
yes,
he was able to concentrate on his brother's career.
He's pedophile. He's chasing after that little redheaded boy.
They're just not versed enough in. Nobody knows enough about the whole political spectrum to make intelligent, well thought out, just complex arguments about politics, because there's so many variables. It's gigantic, from state, local, up to, the White House. It's just, how can you make an intelligent argument? I mean, you can, like, I think it's just mostly people just read things, and then they'll make a point on it. They'll just be like, this is my thing I read, and I agree with it or disagree with it. Like, if it's the other party, they disagree with it, and they just keep saying it over and over. And then they'll read something else, and then they'll add that into their repertoire of, fighting the other side that they don't like. But it's all silly bullshit. People love acting like they know something when they really don't. You gotta be modest. Well, you don't have to be modest. You can be proud. You just have to. Well, no one has to do anything, but I wish people would just, just not be passionate about stuff that you're not really invested in, especially politics. Like, you actually don't have much control over politics. The average American. So why not make your yard look nice or something? Like, you actually have like a lot of control over that. Like, you have almost 100% control over your yard, or or your kids, or your family, your parents. You have so much control over that relationship, or like making your yard look nice. You have like 100% control over that, and it's like people are worry about politics and they get so passionate about it, but you have such a tiny, the fraction is like so small, the percentage that you actually control of politics. It's just like no reason to get so passionate about it. That's basically what I'm saying. I think it's much better to actually get more passionate about things that you have, you can control. You can control what you eat. You can control what you do for exercise and stuff, what's your likes, what's your dislikes, your hobbies, just, you should be passionate about those things, not things you don't have much control over. That's my opinion. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about, it just seems, I don't like when I hear rich people complain about taxes. I understand. If I was rich, I wouldn't want my money taken either, but it's just, being poor in America, you're still better off than most people in the world. And then if you're fucking, like, rich, it's like, come on. Like, I don't complain that much about money, and I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm poor, I have nothing. But, and then there's people with, like, millions on millions of dollars complaining about taxes. It's just like, come on. I know not everybody does it. There's just, because, Hollywood is very liberal, and so they obviously don't complain about it, and they're all millionaires. But not all of them, but a lot of the actors, big time actors, are liberal. They're millionaires. So that's, they don't complain about it. They're actually, on the more liberal side where they want higher taxes, I guess, for themselves and people that have a lot of money. But yeah, then there's there's people that really don't like it. You know, they don't. Obviously, you're gonna be on the side that you want less of your money taken, but yeah, I mean. And the world, yeah, it's just so crazy, you know, how much money some people have, though, you know. I wish people, I mean, doctors aren't even the ones that I'm thinking of. Like, doctors get a lot of money, and they should get a lot of money, because it's really hard and complex what they do, and it's very important, too, for the well-being of society. So, that's a job. Like, I wouldn't even care if they got paid like the most money out of everybody, because they deserve it. You know, police officers, that's an important job too. They don't even get paid a lot of money. You know, they just paid you know enough money to live, but you're not having an extravagant life or anything. Police officers money, it's just a job really. But, you get the good benefits in your state, whatever, state employee, I guess. So that's a pretty good deal. But it's a dangerous job, you could get shot or something. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's an important job. But, like, people, like, on, like, news shows or something, like, why do they get paid more than cops? That's, like, why? It just doesn't seem right. Like, a broadcaster. Like, why does some douchebag that's on TV that talks in a fake voice and just reads, a teleprompter or whatever? Why does that person get paid more than a police officer or a doctor? Like, some of these people on TV, just news broadcasters, and news broadcasters, all they do is talk about other people that do stuff. They're just a means of communicating information, much like like a computer or something. So, I mean, but obviously, on cable news, I mean, their personalities themselves, the news people, which I never understand how a news person becomes a personality, because they're just supposed to be conveying information of the world to us, not interjecting their opinions. Well, I guess they could. I mean, that's what it's become. But yeah, why did someone like that? Yeah, my point here was, why does someone like that actually get paid more than a police officer? I don't understand that. It's advertising. That's why. That's the advertising is the bane. It's one of the biggest problems in society to me, because that's one of the biggest. Why salaries are so crazy. Like, someone on, you get on TV, you make ridiculous amounts of money, and then police officer is actually critical to society. Like, you get rid of all the news broadcasters, society, we're still safe, everything's fine. Get rid of all the cops, it's chaotic. So cops are very important. News people, not so important, but they get paid much more than the cops. I'm not saying every cop's a great person or something, but just, I don't understand. There's many jobs like that where, like a graphic designer or some stuff like that. Like, you're designing video games, making $80,000 a year. Cop's busting his ass over here protecting the public. He makes $40,000 a year. I'm not a cop. I don't know any cops, but stuff like that just fucking pisses me the fuck off. Oh, let's see here. I mean, I'll go with continuation bet here. He might fold. I don't think he has jacks, and unless he has a pocket pair over jacks, he can't really call me here. So I'm just gonna bet this light continuation bet. He did actually call me there. I don't know. I think I might fire another barrel at him. Yeah, because I just don't see what he can have here. Yeah, I don't know what he can have. Oh, wow, he's calling me with ace king. What the fuck was that shit? That's weird. So he's on jacks. He's calling me with overcards. He probably was putting me on like ace queen, ace jack, or maybe ace king. Or he was just calling with over cards because I wasn't betting that much. You know, like probably just calling, hoping the